So good morning to all. Now we are going to see the topic on pipelining. So pipelining is a technique used in CPUs to execute multiple instructions simultaneously. So divide the instruction execution process into the stages. So each stage perform a part of the instruction and passes into the next stage. So it is similar to an assembly line in a factory. So in a pipelining, so totally 5 stages are there. So instruction fetch, instruction decode, execute, memory access, and the last one is write back. So in the instruction fetch, we get the instruction from the memory. So in the instruction decode, we have to decode the instructions. So in the execute part, we perform the operations. So in the memory access, we have to read or write from the memory if needed. So in the last one is write back. So in the write back, we have to write the result into the registers. For example, so by using, for example here, you need to wash, dry and fold 3 loads of laundry. So here 3 pipelining stages are there. First one is washing, second one is drying, and the third one is folding. So without pipelining, so we have to execute in sequential manner. For example, you have to wait for each load to fully finish before starting a next one. For example, load 1, have to perform 30 minutes for washing, 30 minutes for drying and then 30 minutes for folding. So the total time to complete one load is 90 minutes. So after the load 1 completes, the load 2 start. So similarly for washing 30 minutes, drying 30 minutes and folding 30 minutes. So the total time required to complete the load 2 task is 180 minutes. So similarly for load 3, so the total time to complete the load is 270 minutes. So the total time to finish 3 load is 270 minutes. So only one load is active at a time. So by using pipelining, so we have to execute the parallel stages execution. As soon as one loader finish, it moves to the drying and the new load starts washing. So you use multiple machines at the same time. For example here, the load 1 takes washing for 30 minutes and then similarly the load 2 start the washing process and then the next 30 minutes load 1 go for the dryer and the same time the load 3 start for the washing. So the total time to finish the 3 load is 150 minutes. So you save 120 minutes by using pipelining. So the main advantages of pipelining is, so it increases the instruction throughput, it improves the CPU performance, so it efficient utilization of resources, and then it allows the overlapping of instruction execution. So the next topic is pipeline hazard. So here the hazards are situation that prevent the next instruction in the pipeline from executing during its design clock cycle. So totally 3 types are there. So data hazard, control hazard and then the structural hazard. So data hazard occurs dependency on previous instruction result. So control hazard is caused by the branch or jump instructions. So structural hazard occur on resource conflicts. So in the data hazard, totally 3 types are there. So read after write, write after read and then write after write. So read after write means, so instruction need a value that has not been written yet. So write after read means instruction write to a register before an earlier one has read it. So write after write means 2 instruction write to the same registers. So the wrong one may override. So the solution for the data hazard is stalling, forwarding, reordering and then the compiler scheduling. So stalling means we have to delay the instruction until the data is ready. So forwarding means send the result directly from one pipeline stage to another. So reordering means change the order of instructions. So compiler scheduling means compiler reorder the instructions to avoid the hazard. So for example, here the two instructions are there. So add R1, R2, R3. We have to add R2 and R2 register and store it in the R1 register. So the second instruction is R4, R1, R5. We have to subtract the R1 value with the R5 value and have to store the value in the R5. So instruction 2 need the result from the instruction 1, that is R1 value. But the instruction 1 has not finished yet when the instruction 2 start. So this causes the data hazards. And then the second one is control hazard. So it is caused by the branch or jump instruction, but the next instruction to execute is not known yet. For example, so branch if R1 equal to R2 means we have to move on the next instruction, add R3, R4, R5. But if the branch is taken, we should jump to the label. If not, we continue to the next instruction. So the CPU may spectacularly fetch the wrong instructions. Here the same solutions are, so stalling, wait until the branch is resolved, and then we have to delay the start. So fill the next instruction with something safe to execute. So the final one is structural hazard. So it occurs when hardware resources are insufficient to handle multiple instructions in the pipeline. So for example, you have to only one memory port, but the instruction 1 is fetching from memory. Instruction 2 also want to access the same memory. So only one can access at a time. The solution is add more hardware resources or schedule the instruction to avoid the conflicts. So one real-time example for these hazards are, so passenger moving through check-in, then security and then the boarding. So in that the data hazards are occurred. So passenger A give passport to the agent. Agent can't process passenger B until A's passport is returned. And then for control hazard, so passenger unsure of gate due to the last minute changes. So do the go left or right. And then the final one is structural hazard. So only one X-ray machine is there, but two passengers arrive at once. So one has to wait. So these are all about the pipelining and the hazard types. Thank you.